guys, I'm here with a traveler's notebook layout today, and I'm working with this little screenshot of me and one of my best friends, Josie. And this is the selection of papers that I'm going to be using for this one. These are from the Kitaholic Kit from April, and they're beautiful sort of purpley, minty blue colours that I thought would be fun to play with here. So basically what I'm going to do is cut some strips of these papers. I've been doing that a little bit lately, but I'm trying to do it in different ways. And for this one, I'm doing a different configuration. I'm going to start on the bottom left and do like a bit of a cluster. It's actually going to look a little bit like a bar graph more than anything. And then I'm going to mirror that on the top right. And that's going to frame the page to create a bit of diagonal space in the center where I can do my journaling. So yeah, I like how this one turns out. I know that it sort of starts out similarly to some of the other things I've done recently, but I think it finishes off quite different. So I am just kind of creating a staggered stack of I guess columns along here. It really does look a bit like a graph. And then, yes, mirroring that there on the other side. I found that these two bits were just a little bit too wide compared to the other one, so I'm just carefully trimming them down to make them a little bit narrower. And I'm just going to sort of fill up the top half of this page so that it looks the way that I want it to. There were enough prints in this kind of colour range for me to be able to use quite a few different patterns, which was really fun. I think that creates quite a fun look, especially because they tone in with each other quite well in terms of colour, so it doesn't look too busy, even though there is quite a variety of different patterns going on. I just trimmed my photo a little bit to make it a little bit shorter so that it fits properly where I want to put it. I am actually going to stick it on top of the papers down here on the bottom left, and it's going to cover them a bit, but you'll see parts of them poking out in from the bottom and the top. So I'm using some glue in my fine line bottle to attach these to the page, and I want to do some stitching as well, because I just really like stitching on paper. I like the way that it looks. I like the general feel. I like the actual process of doing the stitching. So it's just fun. So I'm putting some glue on first to hold everything in place. And then I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to do a bit of different stitching. You can see I've got some straight stitches and some zigzag, and I didn't do it in a pattern or anything like that. I just did it based on what felt right for each one. So it's a bit haphazard, but overall it looks kind of cohesive. So now I'm starting to think about embellishments. Now, because I've created this background that does have a fair bit going on, I don't want to go over the top with embellishments, but I do want to create a little bit of a cluster around my photo. And the ones that I want to use are from this sticker book that we got in the kit, because they're on the right scale. They're quite small, but because they're made of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're clear stickers, so you can see through them. And I didn't want you to be able to see through these embellishments to the busier paper on the background. So I stuck them to some cardstock, and I trimmed them out. So now they're basically die cuts instead. So I put a mount on my photo, which you saw me just showing you a minute ago. It actually has a really faint grid on it, but it does help the photo stand out from what's happening behind. And now I'm going to use these little stickers that I've fussy cut out to create this bit of embellishment around the outside of the photo. So I've gone with black and white and that nice kind of minty green colour, and that coordinates really well with the papers. So now that I've arranged them where I want them, I'm just going to stick them in place with some washi tape, which you won't be able to see. It's just there on the back to hold them in place until I can stick them on properly with glue. And using washi tape allows me to reposition them if I need to, which I find when I'm doing clusters like this is pretty important. I sometimes go, oh, that's on slightly the wrong angle. I just need to give it a little bit of a tweak, and adhering it with washi tape first allows you to do that. I grabbed a little label out of that same sticker book. This one's not a see-through sticker. This one is just a regular sticker. And I'm going to just put the date on there. I'm not going to put the day number. I'm just putting the month and the year. And I think that sticking out from the side of this cluster looks really nice. I think it kind of helps ground it. And that sort of slightly darker green colour works really well with the darker colours in the photo. So I really like that. Now I am using from the same sticker book, there's so many stickers in here, I'm using some of the alphas to just write the word favourite, and that's going to function as a title for this page. I don't always use titles on my traveller's notebook because I tend to use it mostly for actual journaling, and so I don't always think of my pages as like in the same way as I would think of a layout, like a scrapbook layout. It's sort of halfway between a layout and a diary entry. So for me, titles are something that I include if I feel like it, but I don't necessarily always do that. So I'm just filling in this space here between the end of that word and the edge of the paper with a couple of little mini stickers. Pretty much all of my embellishments came out of this one sticker book. It's really cool. It's a great thing to get in the kit. And yeah, this is looking pretty good to me. I do, however, want to give this sort of photo and cluster a little bit of help standing out from the background. So I'm getting my white gesso and just with my fingers, I'm just smudging a little bit around the edges of where it's going to sit. And that just helps it, like I said, just stand out a little bit more from those busier patterns. I didn't realize I was going to do this before I put that sticker down. So I'm just masking it off with a little bit of mint tape, which is from scrapbook.com, which is not very sticky, but it's kind of about as sticky as a Post-it. And you can stick it, I use it for holding dies in place when I'm doing manual die cutting with my Sizzix. And it's also good for masking things like this because you can put it on top of things, and unless they're really delicate or like the ink's wet or something, it won't be affected by that light adhesive. So I masked that off so I wouldn't get gesso on it. And now I'm removing that and sticking the photo down. And the next thing to do is my journaling. And as you can see, I've left myself lots of space for that, which is good because I had a lot to say. Joyce is my best friend and she's moving interstate. She and her partner, our other very close friend, the pair of them are very precious to us, and they're moving interstate for a couple of years for work. And, we got some feelings about that. We're going to miss them a lot, but we're also really proud of her and excited for her and all the things that are happening. So, when you've got those complicated feels, sometimes you've got to journal about them. So that's what I'm doing. So now I grabbed some stickers from last month's kit. These are from the Sun-Kissed collection, and we got stacks of the Sun-Kissed collection in our kit last month. And I remembered there were some cute little hearts and like smaller elements that were the right colours to go with this spread. So I grabbed that out and I'm using some of the puffy hearts and some of the, the clear stickers. I keep forgetting the word for that today. I don't know why. And one of the clear stickers that I really liked were these little clusters of little X's, and they're really cute. So I'm sort of using those to build 3 kind of teeny tiny embellishment clusters on the page, one on the bottom left, one in the middle, and then one on the bottom right. And I'm sort of building that with the hearts to kind of give it a finished sort of thing look, I guess. I'm losing the power of speech. It's been a long day, guys. And so now I'm going to stick these pages into my traveller's notebook. Doing it on just regular printer paper meant that I was able to run them through my sewing machine, so that worked well. And that's the finished spread. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you like this one, and I hope you will check out Kitaholic Kits to find out about all the cool stuff you can get in your kits once a month, particularly if you are a Southern Hemisphere scrapper, because they're Australian based and they're really great. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye.